Okay, I'm gonna make it quick. I was in the Marines for 9 years, and pain is something we don't show. Feelings and emotions buried intact, we don't show it. I just think about the amount of veterans that have committed suicide because they don't get the help they need.
Yeah.
Because of the trauma that they have gone through and their addictions that they do have. After actually I got out of the military, that's when I realized that there was a problem. Many times I attempted to stay sober. So being here, it actually allows me to have the tools and the resources and also the motivation as well to kick it to the curb. What you have going on here blows them out of the water, and I wish that the VA would adopt what you have going on here, because trust me when I tell you, there's a lot of veterans with a lot of trauma.
As you may have already figured out in Leap of Courage, it's not only a porn addiction recovery program. It's let's identify every addictive escapism choice, behavior, substance that we have and eliminate all of them. Because if we don't, then we just switch from one addiction to the next.
It feels amazing to have control of my life and to know that I am worth it, that I am capable. I don't want to single people out, but I mean, like you said, the veterans really need this. We hide it in. We don't talk about it. We hide it in, Let it out. Let it out, you guys. Don't hide that shit. Don't keep it in. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good. Let it out. And I show what I do. I keep the camera on as inspiration to motivate the next person. I don't want people to go through what I've gone through. And if I can make a difference in this world, I'm golden. I'm golden. That's it. That's it. After actually I got out of the military, that's when I realized that there was a problem. I didn't even, I couldn't tell my spouse. So that was a problem. And eventually I did tell her. She was furious, but I was able to tell her about it and then realize that that's something that I need to work on. But yeah, I really wish that the VA would really take this serious. If I gotta go on Capitol Hill, preach this to them, well, so be it.
We do that root cause healing, identify every addictive thought, choice, substance, behavior, whatever it is, and identify all of it and move away from all of it.
That's the only way to do it.
We don't want to play addiction whack-a-mole here. We just want to get rid of it until we learn how to safely feel the challenging emotions. When we can feel safe with the challenging emotions and know that they are there, they have a function, and you gotta feel it to heal it. You gotta feel it to heal it. You gotta feel it to heal it. You can't feel it when you numb out.
True.
That's a huge win, Craig. Oh my gosh. Just you kind of threw it out there nonchalantly, but it shows that you're healing from the inside out, and there's no numbing from the outside in. Because you're healing from the inside out. You're saying, I feel safe to feel. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to heal it. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to heal it.
Yep,
and I feel safe now that I feel safe to do that, I will surrender to that experience. That's what's
crazy
up.
Too. How it's just the idea of feeling safe, how huge that is.
Yeah. Massive.
Wow. I didn't realize it until I started having the mantras, where I am safe, I am in control of myself, and it really makes you think about it, and you're like, wow, that's significant right there.
It is.
Just
yeah.
two little sentences, and you're like, wow.
Mm-hmm. And the neurochemistry, the neurophysiology of safety, when our body has to access, quite literally, the felt sense of safety in order for healing to take place. In order to heal from addiction, trauma, PTSD, the only way that can take place is to access the felt sense of safety, which means lowered cortisol, elevated oxytocin, serotonin. There's a certain neurochemical concoction that is the felt sense of safety. When we do that, then our subconscious mind finally feels safe enough to express what it has been too scared and has been hiding it. And in that state, that's where we remain addicted. That's where we are not healing. That's where the trauma, the PTSD, the addictions remain until we access the neurochemistry of the felt sense of safety. And then sometimes you cry in the gym because you feel safe enough when you're talking on the phone with your son in a tender moment.
Right.
Because you feel safe. You feel safe enough for authentic expression. It's safe enough for authentic expression.
Wow, you guys. That's pretty intense, what we have going on here. But I just want to say, every single one of us, we all rock. We all fucking rock. Man, I'm glad I made it today. This is awesome. Pattern interrupts are a blessing. Oh my goodness, they are a blessing. I have found myself having moments of intrusive thoughts, and I have this one song. Basically, it's on repeat almost all day, all day. But last night, went to bed late, and I got on social media, and I had an intrusive thought to just go scrolling through things that I shouldn't be scrolling through on social media. So instead of me giving in, I was able to have the self-control and to go back to my pattern interrupts, and I actually wrote them down, because I found that if I was listening on one of the videos, that just by writing it down, making a plan before that moment arises where those interrupts happen, you know, you're able to actually use those interrupts. And for me, it's playing my song, and it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. It feels nice. It feels beyond nice to be able to have that self-control. To know that I can do it, you know. It feels amazing, and it's really changed a lot of things in my life. For example, anxiety. I've in the past, I've had quite a bit of anxiety and self-doubt, and always like limiting myself and what I can and cannot do. And it just feels amazing to know I'm not the man that I once was. And it just feels great. It feels great. It feels wonderful. I had other things here written down, but after listening to the previous conversations, it was overwhelming, but in such a positive way. And I appreciate all you coming here and making yourself vulnerable, because I'll tell you what, that's been a hard thing to do in the past, you know. And thank you. Just thank you.
Thank you, Craig, for your incredible vulnerability, sharing here with us, and the way you're showing up for yourself. And you wrote down your pattern interrupts, and you're gaining the information and the knowledge and what to do, and you're applying it. You're applying it in a very real and meaningful way, a way that allows for the transformation that you're here for, and you are the one who's making that happen. You're the one who's in those critical moments, the crux of challenge and difficulty where you have that moment of decision, right? You're like going down that same old path. Well, that's the path of least resistance in that moment. But then your higher self says, wait, I have different plans. I have a new path that I'm carving. And while that old path may feel like a 12-lane highway, easy to access, it's just there it is. You're trailblazing something new. And you're creating a new path in the weeds, and now you're going to make that one become the new 12-lane highway, and the other one's just going to become that old forgotten path in the weeds, right? And then it's more than just detecting it. Sometimes it's saying, hey, why did that pattern show up? What was my subconscious mind trying to protect me from that it made that pattern? What does that point to in the past that needs healing? And sometimes we don't have a memory of that. And sometimes all that it means is, oh, I need to switch from shame and a perceived low self-worth, perceived inadequacy, to realizing, oh, I'm worthy of love, compassion, self-compassion. I'm incredible and full of light. I have my own unique gifts to share with the world that other people want and need. And it's all of that. And you are all of that, Craig.
Thank you. And for past traumas, I've tried in the past through the VA to try getting help that way. And they have these different frequencies. You put on headphones and you tell this counselor exactly what you see. And there's these frequencies that are supposed to interrupt. I don't know the exact science on it, but for me, it didn't work because you have to remember the trauma. And for a lot of us, I would say probably the majority of us, when we go through traumatic events, our mind, in order to protect us, has us shut it out and forget it. And I'm like, how am I supposed to heal if you're telling me to remember the traumatic experience and I don't remember it? But what you have going on here blows them out of the water.
They should definitely adopt this 100%. And it's like, by doing so, they can heal their veterans.
Yeah.
They can save themselves money. The VA can, because why?
Tons.
Yeah, if you have a veteran who has a PTSD, for example, and they're able to, work on themselves how they're supposed to, their PTSD may no longer be a disability. And
Exactly.
Granted, the veteran's not going to get the benefits from that, but they'll be able to live a way better lifestyle. That's something that I've learned here with the LOC, is that it's helped me better to communicate with people, like people that I don't even know.
Yeah.
Just kind of to have the initiative and basically the courage to go through and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And not, be anxious, and then worry about oh, what if this, what if that. It's just like, no, just do it.
Well, Craig, I've been absolutely inspired by you and how quickly you have been a lot surrendering to the process of transformation. And just the way that you've been showing up for yourself and for the tribe, on Bravery Bootcamp, has been nothing short of incredible, inspiring. There's been tears. There's been just all around. I mean, I don't have to say this for you to know it. You're witnessing it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear it, though, see it from a outside perspective.
The inspiration and your raw authenticity and vulnerability, and just bringing that raw emotion to the table for us to all see. And
Thank you.
Sometimes just to show that to yourself when no one else is around, that's a massive hurdle. Even to show that to yourself when no one else is around, it's oh, am I really going to surrender into this?
It's funny you say that. Today at the gym, and this happened to me a couple of weeks ago as well, but you just kind of get in the moment, and I was messaging my son, and had kind of like a real talk moment with him, and like I had the urge to cry. I mean, I did hold it in. I wasn't like bawling or anything, but like, if anybody were to walk by, they would have definitely noticed, what emotions I was going through at that time. And, part of me felt like I should hide it, but then at the same time, I was thinking that I remember in one of our sessions about how it's okay to show your emotions, and sometimes to vocalize it and to let it out there, and not to try to hide it and to keep it from everybody. And it felt nice. It felt like I was free. I didn't feel like I was trapped, and I was like, oh, I have to hold this emotion and save it for another day. So it's a lot better to actually let it out, for sure.
Absolutely.
Especially like in the gym too. Like everybody walking around, gotta be all macho and stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. We're all human, just trying to better ourselves. I was like, that's nothing.
You honored yourself so strongly in that moment. Your subconscious mind felt safe enough to release and express. And express something that needed to be expressed. And when we try to shove it back in, as we've all been trained to do, don't show it, shove that back in. It's like, that's what causes the anxiety or the depression or the desire to escape. Any addictive escapism is like, oh, there's something inside that hasn't been expressed. And the only way we can heal it is by expressing it and allowing it to be expressed. Otherwise, it's like trapped and waiting. And with that trapped and waiting is like, that's where all of the addictive everything can show up.
Yeah, a lot of bad things happen. A lot of bad things happen by holding it in. And it was great because I don't get to talk to him very often.
Okay.
So that was nice. That was beyond nice.
Yeah. How amazing to be able to connect with your son like that, and for him to just see you in your the full realness of who you are.
He's had a lot of trauma in his life. His mother and I, both Marine veterans with PTSD diagnosed.
Wow.
And we've had the police called out to our house numerous occasions. Mental illnesses, pretty much. One time the SWAT team came out for his mother.
Wow.
And of course the state, they had to get involved. And it's a long story with how that went down, but they wound up taking both of our sons, my stepson at the time, but my son and my stepson at the time, the state took them into custody, and then the police, they don't understand how to treat veterans, especially ones with mental illnesses of any sort. And it just, I was basically trying to tell him, in layman's term, I was just trying to tell him, hey, it's okay to open up. He says he feels bad for his mother and I, and I did tell him that I felt bad for him for the sudden interrupts that we had in our family, and basically it was just trying to get him to be in the mindset that it's okay for him to talk, because he was telling me that he didn't feel that he's had any trauma, and I know as his father he's had a lot.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of throw that out to him, kind of like that little seed.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, you can talk to us. There's no reason to think that the things that you've gone through, the things that you fear or that you worry about, you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of waiting to see how that goes, and eventually come back around to it and not let them forget about it.
Right.
But yeah.
I know you've only been here for like 6 weeks or so. You're very brand new here.
Oh yes.
But it's
June, was it June 28th? Was
June
my
28th.
whoa, time to shift gears, Craig.
Okay. Yeah, and today's August 15th.
There'll be different examples that get thrown out there, and you're like, oh, like you say, bring pen and paper, and you're like, oh, writing it down. You're like, oh, that's a great idea. Okay. Like, yeah. I mean, it's tremendous help. Oh.
Yeah.
And then once I got out, I started going to the VA, and of course, mental health, and it was just trial and error with different medications. Some would make me aggressive, and then it really brought like the morale down. Like it demotivated me to want to get help, because I'm like, man, this isn't working. And then you have to see a new doctor, because it's like they're constantly rotating doctors out, and if anything, it felt like it was creating more stress, and it wasn't helping. It really wasn't. And they had programs in place where, I've said before in the in the Bravery Boot Camp, how they want you to remember the trauma in order to heal from the trauma, and that's not really how our brain works. We have so much stuff that happens in our lives that we subconsciously, purposely block out to protect ourselves and to move on and to get the mission done. Yeah. And it's like, we're not meant to remember at that time. And then it's like, okay, if we're not meant to remember, how are we supposed to heal? And they want us to remember. And so that's one thing I really enjoy about this program is I don't have to remember the trauma that's happened in order to receive the healing.
Yeah.
Lord knows we've all been through trauma, and trying to go back and remember it all, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit, But no, it really helps out a lot, though. And I just, what is it? Albert Einstein says, to do something the same way expecting different results is insanity. Whew. They should definitely adopt this 100%. And it's like, by doing so, they can heal their veterans. I mean, it's like, wow, kind of like a no-brainer when you really think about it.
Leap of Courage was originally designed as, it was all of the tools I used to heal from my PTSD, my impaired limbic system of my brain, my hypersexuality disorder, my addictions that I had. It was heal from the PTSD, the trauma, the unresolved emotional wounds of the past, and then the addictions go away.
That's cool.
Because you have a sense of security in your nervous system now. And veterans are probably the population who needs this more than anyone.
But no, I would say that the biggest thing, though, is just being able to feel safe.
Yeah.
And then also knowing that I'm able to control myself.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
For lack of better words, to be like, man, that's not who I am anymore. That, like there's a song that I keep putting on repeat that we done with the AI. And, it's I move away from the person who I used to be, or I move away from the man that I used to be, and that feels great.
Yeah.
Because before, in the past, I would feel like a loser, and it's like kind of like the wheels are turning, but you're not getting traction type of thing, and you're like doing all of this work trying to make things happen, and it's just not working out. And then also too, I've spoken with some people that I work with about the program as well, and told them, what it is. Hey, in the past I was addicted to porn, and my next 39 years are not going to be like my last. And I gave them different techniques, and then like there was a lady at a hotel, because had a site that I had to go to do some repairs, and I passed to her and the other lady that was working there the link for the 23 minutes, the breath work for
Yeah, I
anxiety.
love that. I love that.
She was like, she's like, how did you know I needed this? And I looked at them both and I said, it's because we all need it. I'm like, it's not just you. I was like, we all need it. We've all been through trauma. And the other lady, like the look on her face, she was just like, wow, damn, it's a great resource.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Whoever comes on board, the best advice I can say is just to have an open mind, to just open yourself up, and don't shoot it down until you try it.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to get the results and you're going to be like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I am investing in myself because I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to better myself. And
because you're worth it.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're all worth it.
Yeah.
You're all worth it. That's that's amazing.
It is.
It truly is.
It is. Thank you so much for sharing that.
It was my pleasure,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you asked me to, because it helps me to process.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on too, and just it gives me the reassurance that I am on the right page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the right track. That's so true. And if they want, they can contact me personally. You can give them my cell phone number.
Okay.
I'll talk to them.
Okay.
I'll talk to them in person. There's a VA here. I don't care where I gotta go.
Okay.
If I gotta go on, Capitol Hill, to
Yeah.
preach this to them, well, so be it. So be it. Like, honestly, I don't want to single people out, but I mean, like you said, the veterans really need this. Veterans really need this. I mean, everybody, needs this. And I'm very proud of you for doing this too, by the way. This is huge. I mean, you could be content just helping us out, how you already are. But just the fact that you want to go above and beyond, I greatly appreciate that. This definitely needs to go further than just to the veterans. The way I see it, like, wow, if we can get every man and woman to go through this and to go through this process, wow, like the world would be totally different.
When we are living by addictive patterns, PTSD patterns, self-sabotaging thought patterns, all of these things, we're not living our authentic self. We are living as the wounded self.
Right.
And when we're living by the wounded self, we can't live as the authentic self. And so this is a journey back to authenticity, a journey to wholeness at the core of what it is. At the core of what it is, that's what's up. And it doesn't matter what addiction someone shows up with, what trauma, what PTSD someone shows up with. The strategies and the methods cover all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just a great need out there in the world to serve men who want to help overcome porn addiction. And there was a calling on my heart for that. But it's really all of it. Well, thank you so much, Craig, for real.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And not just for showing up and doing this, but just all of the ways that you have showed up for yourself already, because it's a really big deal. It's a really big deal.
It's life-changing.
It's life-changing. It's transformation.
Yes. Like how, I've always wanted to evolve, to go to that higher level. And this is exactly what I needed in my life, and I feel this is what everybody needs in their life, and it's, why not take that leap, the leap of courage, why not take that leap? What is there to be so scared of?
Right.
You're not going to fail.
Right.
Life is going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
People have to be welcoming of the positive change in their life.
Yeah. And open to the possibilities of what you can do for yourself. And then the more that you heal as an individual, this is true for all of us, the more that we heal and get into that place of empowerment and true authenticity, the more that we are able to have a positive impact to others. Every time. Every time. Every time.
Nice. You see? It's perfect. It's perfect. I love you all. I appreciate all that you do. Let's keep rolling.